This video is for you if you're now getting started in QuickBooks Online in 2026. You're going to go to QuickBooks Pricing Plans. You could Google QuickBooks Online Pricing, and because this one I'm in is for the UK, so obviously if you're in the US, a different one will come up for you. But you go to look for QuickBooks Online, go to Pricing Plans, and you scroll down and you're going to see the different plans that they offer. Now, you're going to choose which plan you want. So you're going to look through and see all the features for each one, and you can choose which plan it best suits you, okay, and your pocket. You click choose plan. It's going to ask you if you want to do payroll. Now, obviously, if you have a payroll, if you do payroll outside of QuickBooks, you have a different application like ADP or one of those. You don't need to have payroll. And if you right now don't want to do payroll in QuickBooks, you don't need to select it. So you can either choose which payroll plan you want, or you can continue without payroll. Now you're going to enter your details here. I am not going to create an account today because I already have an account already. But when you click create account, QuickBooks is going to bring these pop-ups. And what I want to tell you is the ones that you can skip, just skip them so that it can, because you're going to be able to enter all that information in QuickBooks, and I'll show you from filling out the form for, your company and all that. So you don't have to worry about, skipping past stuff. So just enter the required information that you can't skip past, and the ones that you can skip, just skip past those. So you can pause the video right now while you do that bit. I'm going to go into QuickBooks. So if you are in QuickBooks now, you finish all that front bit, you're going to go to this gear icon up here, and then we're going to go to accounting and settings. This is why I told you, like, don't worry about filling out information in those beginning screens, because in here is where you get to add your company name, your company address, and all your company information in here. Make sure that when you select the industry, that you select the correct industry that you're in, or the closest one to the industry that you're in, because this helps QuickBooks to know which type of chart of accounts to provide you with. All right, and we're going to go into chart of accounts in another video, but I just wanted to make sure I add that there. On the side, there's a few side tabs I'm going to go through here, but you're feel free to go through all the ones that you can see. You probably have more than I do because I'm in QuickBooks Sample Company. Right, so we're going to click on sales. So in the sales tab, this is like your settings. So this is on the sales tab is the settings for your invoices. So you can either turn on the service date or leave it off. My advice for these tabs here is only turn them on when you recognize that you need them. I don't recommend turning on things that you're not sure of. Just leave it. If you're not sure that you need it, if it doesn't pop out at you, you don't worry about it, okay? So if you know that you're not going to be accepting deposits on your invoices, don't turn it on. And even if you know that you're going to accept deposits, maybe go see how the invoices look first to see if this is how you want to, accept deposits or not. If you are going to accept tips, you're going to turn that on. I want you to bear in mind that there are certain things in here like progress invoicing that I'm going to do a separate video on. And this you only turn on if you are accepting, if you do provide your customers with payment plans. And progress invoicing is something you will turn on to be able to do that. You're going to put in your message to your customers here, and you can go through all the other things. The next thing I'm going to go into is expenses. Expenses now is the bills that you pay in QuickBooks Online. So if you are going to track your expenses by each item customer, you can leave that on, you could turn it off. If you're going to make your expenses billable, so let's say that you pay an expense but really and truly that expense supposed to go to one of your customers, you'll have that on, so you could put the customer name next to, within that expense. Those are things that I'll go through with you in a separate video. Right. Now we're going to go to advanced. In advanced, you're going to choose the accounting method that you want. Now, you can leave it at accrual. It's either accrual or cash basis. If you're not sure, just leave it at accrual. When you scroll down a bit now, you see the accounting. This is like how your taxes, like what's your tax year? Does your tax year start from January to, and it goes all the way down to December? If it starts in April to, April one year to April the next year, you will put that in here. And close the books means that if I've said this is a new account, you're not going to close the books. But let's say next year now, when you have already paid your taxes for the previous year, this is where you will come to close off the books, so no one can come in and be able to, change anything. All right. Chart of accounts, though, that is the accounts that you are going to be, the different accounts that you're going to be able to categorize your transactions in. And don't worry if I'm talking gibberish right now to you. I am going to explain chart of accounts in another video. But in here, you can enable account numbers or not, and that helps you to organize your chart of accounts, by number, or but you don't have to do it. You'll realize it as you go along. And if you're going to track by classes, track by location, if you have like different locations, different companies in different locations, you can turn that on or leave it off. And if you have like, you do different things within your company, you want to set up classes, like let's say you do events. If you do different types of events each year, you can actually track them by classes. If not, and you are just like a simple company, it's just one type of service that you do, you don't do different things, you do one thing throughout the year, you don't need to turn on track classes. All right. And let's come out of this. So when you're finished doing all your stuff, click done. Now this create icon here is where you get to create your invoices and your bills and pay your bills, and you give a credit to a customer. You can enter it here, and you can enter your journals for your payroll in here, and transfers, if you do a transfer within your bank. I am going to do separate videos for each one of these to go through them, so you don't worry about that. And if you have a particular one of these that you want me to do a video emergency, like, like it's like, Kimberly, like, I need to find out this now because I need to get this done now, put it in the comments and I'll create a second video, because I'm normally posting videos once a week, but I don't mind creating that video for you, making sure that it goes out so that you can get your information as soon as possible. All right. Bookmarks, I put these bookmarks here, but normally this is blank. You put the things like for example, you bookmark whichever one of these apps is that you normally go to regularly. All right. So basically, like, I know that whenever I come in QuickBooks, I go to bank transactions a lot, I go to vendors a lot, I go to the chart of accounts a lot. I'll put them here, so therefore I don't have to go through my apps and then search through. All right. So this part here is, sort of like an easy way to add stuff. So you just go to this pencil icon here, you scroll through, or you type in, if you want to do standard reports, you want that to go up there. You don't want to go and look for your reconcile screen. You click on there, you click save, and you'll see that when you go to bookmarks, it will all show up here. Now, if you don't want to do that, there's always this icon here in my apps where you can see all of the different tabs within QuickBooks. So your bank transactions is under accounting. If you just hover over to each of these, you see the expenses, you have your vendors. For the sales, you see where your invoices are. And, customer hub is where customers go. Payroll, obviously, is payroll. And that's obviously if you pay for payroll. If you added payroll, for your QuickBooks, it will be here. If not, you won't obviously have access to it. If you're going to add your employees and your contractors, so you can track your 1099s, or you add your employees as well, so that you can do their payroll within QuickBooks. You see your time entries and inventory. If you have products that you want to add to QuickBooks, you're going to be adding them in inventory. And also you add services in inventory as well. Obviously you don't track services, but you can't count services, but you can count your inventory within your warehouse or wherever it is that you store them. All right. So that's basically it for that one. Oh, and before I go, I also want to show you this. We go back up here to this gear icon. And in here has some nice things as well, where you can also add your products and services here. You can create like templates in QuickBooks. I'll go through that in different videos as well, where you'll be able to, create a journal entry template, or a invoice template, templates where you can use them every single month. Then we also have your reports. Now for reports, this is like an end of the month type of thing. You go to standard reports, and all your standard reports will be in here, where you get your profit and loss, your balance sheet, where you get your cash flow statement. And I'm going to add this to the favorite. So I click it on there and you'll see it show up here now. Right. So you got your balance sheet, your cash flow statement, your profit and loss statement, and your accounts receivables. If you want to add accounts payable statements there, you can add it there. But I like to have these three at the top. Now, those are your standard reports. If you want any other report, you can always scroll down through here and see which reports you want. And you'll be able to add it by just clicking like on there. All right, and it goes up to the favorites part. The next and final thing we're going to look at is the bank feed. So you come to My Apps, you go to Accounting, and Bank Feed is right there. When you go into the bank feed, now for your bank feed, let me close out all these things here. For your bank feed, you will not see anything here. These are bank accounts. Well, I mean the sample company, as you guys know, so this is fake bank accounts are in here. But when you first come into the bank feed, you will not have anything in here. Initially, you'll have something that you'll have to click continue. You click continue. You're able to link your bank account. So you could come here, you could click link bank account, and you go through the steps to link your bank account. So you'll look for your bank. Let's say it's Bank of America, and you go through the steps. I am not starting a free trial, so let me close out of that. But you follow the steps so you can add your bank account. Now, when you add your bank account to QuickBooks Online, what would happen? Like, for example, let's say this is your checking account or a credit card account that you just add. You will be able to scroll down here, and this will update every single time you make a transaction in your bank, and it goes through your bank, it feeds into QuickBooks. So QuickBooks is up to date. You can add all of your bank accounts for your business in QuickBooks Online. It's a lot easier to be able to gather transactions every single month, so QuickBooks automatically does it, and you don't have to worry about coming in here and uploading it. All right, but if you do want to upload your bank statements, because this is the first time, you're a little bit skeptical of uploading your bank account, you can upload your statements every single month. You could when you come into the bank feed, you click this down arrow by link accounts, and you click upload file. And make sure you select the right bank account. Click upload, follow the steps, and you'll be able to import it from there. But my preference is just connect your bank account to QuickBooks Online, and you will get something that looks like this. I'm going to go through a more detailed video about the bank feed and how to categorize transactions and how to be able to know which category this goes in, and blah blah blah. We'll go through all that in another video. Once you have your bank accounts connected, another thing that I have attached here to my QuickBooks, that you can see these extra lines here, which gives you more detail on the transaction that actually comes in. I find this is very helpful when I'm going through client books, and obviously I probably am not in the bank, or I don't have the access to the bank. This extra bit here is a full description that the bank that would have come through the bank. So instead of I just saying A rental, this is what showed up in the bank: A1 rental, backhold deposit refund, right? So to get that extra information, I have this extension that I downloaded from Google Chrome. It's called Right Tool for QuickBooks. All right, now let's get out of here. Thank you so much for watching this getting started video. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below, and I will happily either create a video or and respond to you as well. Bye.